Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Tinybluegames. My name is, of course, Seesaw Chris, and today we are playing some Final Fantasy XIV, and we are just waking up, so my voice might be a little bit rough, but it's going to be okay. I'm going to flip on the desktop audio. You should hear both my voice now, the game music. Let me know if we sound good. I woke up later than I intended to for this, so we kind of got things going a little bit slower than usual, but we seem to be good. I see Ryoko here, chilling on his motorbike, looking pretty cool. Look at this. Look how cool you look, just chilling here by Soroban. I love it. Absolutely love it. In the chat, we see Northern. Ryoko, you're there. Karaman says, sound seems to be working all right. Well, there we go. Let's jump into it then, hey? Zirko's here as well. Look at all this. Got some people here. It was interesting. This is the first poll I've done for a stream where one of the times like blew everything out of the water. Like 10 a.m. in the morning today was like 50% of the votes. And it makes sense because this is like my normal content release time too. So people are kind of like would expect it. So, but yeah, we're just going to do some MSQ and see how far we can get, which sounds pretty good to me. Let's see if I can do some reading this early in the morning. All right, we have this whole interesting moral dilemma once again with one of our past villains. Gazetsu, Gazetsu. Thank the gods you're safe. It was all I could do to watch the battle from afar. And it was all I could do to restrain her. Can you blame me for worrying? Strong as Seesaw is, anything could happen in the chaos. But enough about me, we need to talk about her. Slow camera turn towards her. Greetings. They tell me you've lost your memory, and that's fine, but I want to know something. I won't be taking my eyes off you. Not for a moment. These people are strange. Are you sure they're your friends? I mean, we're his friends, but maybe not yours. I am. They may behave strangely, but I trust them with my life. You have naught to fear. All right, if you say so. We think it's going to turn out badly. Right. 'Tis past time we set sail for I, for one, would not keep Lord Hin waiting without due cause. Aye, and the longer we weary, the more we risk inviting trouble. Lest you forget, the Red Kojin bear no love for Uetsu either. I shall deliver you to the familiar shores near Isari, but out of the villager's sight. I guess, yeah, she's like kind of one of the most wanted people in all of the area, and we're just traveling around with her. Hey, Prestige is in chat. Welcome to the stream, Prestige. Nice to have you here. All right. So now we're... Well, where are we? Oh, we're all the way over here, I see. I see how it is. Soroban says, here is where we part ways, my friends. I pray the remainder of your journey passes uneventfully. Seesaw, when you are not otherwise occupied, I would speak with you about my next business venture. That's kind of cool. So it's like a side story there. It promises to be extremely lucrative, and I do not say so lightly. After the progenies, some spent acquiring a certain sword, it would present a fine opportunity to refill the Scion's coffers and restore the smile to the Mistress Tatura's face. Oh, to like kind of pay back the amount we spent without hesitation on buying back Sargon's sword, which Alpha Note's kind of in trouble for, so that's kind of funny. Oh, come along. Tatura was overreacting. How much could a single katana possibly cost? Far more than you think, plainly. A blade like Ugetsu's is worth a fortune, enough to buy a house and furnish it, which you would know had you bothered to check the price. What? I had no idea. It's interesting that we're not going to hear the end of that. I thought it was just kind of a quick joking moment when it happened, but it seems like it might be more intense. Hey, Icebun appears in the background. Look at that. That's cool. This business venture of yours, Sorban, you will give it a fair hearing, I trust. He has been good to us after all. As for me, I think I shall look into drawing upon my personal funds. All right, there we go. Zakuro says there has been some Final Fantasy news yesterday, like how we are getting a fan fest this year. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Now, do the fan fests, I would assume they happen, do they happen in Japan, or do they have one in like a North America area as well? Or is it just, I assume they do try and do them regionally, but I guess when you think of other games, like the Blizzard ones and stuff are all like just US, so. But it's very cool news, Zakuro. Northern says Sorban is talking about the Kojin Beast Tribe quest. Oh, so it's kind of giving us a little loop into checking that out. Oh, and that's why we have a quest for him. That's cool. That's very cool. Kerman says, actually, I believe it's the trial series for Stormblood. Also cool. Love trials. Zakuro says NA, EU, and Japan. Wow, so they do quite a distribution of them. That's awesome. Yeah, Yurku confirms we usually have 3 fan fests, one in Japan, NA, one for EU, and one for Japan. NA, Europe, Japan. Yeah, okay. It's confirmed by 3 people, so it's probably true. Has anyone in the chat been to one of the fan fests? I'd be interested to hear about. I've literally never been to any game fan fest. Like, and this is not at all comparable. The only, like, the closest things I can compare it to would be going to like a midnight release of like a game for like the PlayStation or something, or the Xbox in the past, and like waiting up in line. But that's not even like at all remotely close. So it would be, it's interesting. Yeah, and I've never been to a fan fest. I've never been to like a, you know, a video fan fest or a Twitch fest, which TwitchCon or whatever that they have going on. Like, I don't know. They all seem really cool, especially now that we're kind of all starting to see people more and more again, so it's interesting. Elation and trepidation. All right. We must meet with Lord Hyan as soon as possible, though mayhap not at the Enclave. I will send word requesting that he receive us at the House of the Fierce, where there are fewer prying eyes. If all are in agreement, I shall scout ahead and see that the way is clear. Pray follow as swiftly as you are able and join me outside on the outskirts of Nanami. Is that it? That was a weird pause. I was like, hello? Circo says, I was going to go to the last one, but COVID canceled. Yeah, that's fair. Northern says, me and Zakuro did watch along for the Endwalker Fan Fest. Oh, very cool. Very cool. Oh, I guess, yeah, ones where they're going to announce an expansion would be particularly cool. Do we just... Oh, this must be, yeah. I was like, do we go like along this long path? Very cool. So they usually stream the fest as well, so that people who aren't there can kind of enjoy it. I think that makes... And I guess I've watched probably portions of fan fests before then, if I've seen some of the announcements that they've done in the past. But very cool. Where are we off to? We're just going down this road a little bit. This is good. We got right into the MSQ. I'm feeling productive already in terms of my Final Fantasy things to do. We're pretty close to Shadowbringers in terms of like the overall picture. Like the Dark Knight, level 70. We're pushing through the job quests, and we're starting to push through this MSQ a little bit quicker too. So things are coming along. Iguri, all is well. Good. The others are hiding nearby. Let us proceed quietly, if you please.
My lord Hyan, I am returned.
I want to see Hyan's reaction to this.
Save your tears for the morrow. For we who yet walk the path should not think too much on the destination.
He was a lot calmer and cooler than I thought he was going to
When
be.
the hour arrives, we shall welcome what comes with open arms. And welcome it you did, even as the keep fell down around us. At that moment, in your smile, I spied a shred of hope. One which I have clung to ever since.
Oh, so he kind of thought he might survive, eh?
Gorsetsu, full glad am I to see you alive and well.
There we go. There's the bit of emotion breaking through.
We have played this scene before, have we not? Though this time our roles are reversed.
Oh, I guess that is kind of how we first saw Han, eh? He kind of, it was a reversal of this.
That they
Interesting.
are. Meaning you know how I feel. Wholly at a loss for words. Welcome back, old friend.
I like it when we give him the side eye. We're just kind of like looking up at him.
Now then, though we rejoice at your return, it seems you have brought with you certain complications. Rise, my friend. Tell me everything.
I like how, like, kind of clueless she's just standing in the background for all this. Like, she really doesn't have any idea what's going on. I'm just kind of scared.
The Empire is bold indeed to send a token force to engage the Confederacy.
As acting Viceroy, Yotsuyu would have been privy to Imperial secrets. The Garleans will not soon give up the chase.
Nay, it will end with her capture, or her death.
You're a friend, too.
She claims to have lost her memory, though I know not if she speaks true. I brought her here that you might decide her fate.
It would be interesting if she's like faking it. But yeah, I was not expecting this this kind of turn in the story with her returning.
Lost her memory, you say? Regardless, the people have not forgotten. Her face yet haunts their dreams. She cannot roam free. We will hold her here for a time. Place her in Jufia's care, with the express instruction that she is not to be seen.
Yes, my lord. Come.
No, I don't want to. Don't let her take me away!
It's all right, Suyu. I will come with you. Be a good girl, and listen to Yugiri.
This is so strange. Because, like, there's such a moral question as, like, you know, now that she doesn't have any recollection, or apparently doesn't, you know, how do you treat her for her past deeds?
From a hound at his throat to a puppy at his heel. If this is an act, it is a remarkable performance.
It is. It would be quite the scam, the pull. Thank you for delivering Gegetsu back to us in one piece. We are lucky indeed to have friends who would journey to the other side of the world to help us, and repeatedly at that. I will just take a quick look at the chat. Yeah, I plan to go to this one for sure. Zukuro, that's awesome. Yurko says they usually stream the whole thing, but parts of it require buying a digital ticket to watch the stream. Most of the big panels and announcements are free for everyone, though. Yeah, which makes sense because, like, it's you know, a marketing event for them to get eyes on a lot of their announcements. So it would be weird to like hide certain things. But yeah, some of the more I guess entertainment things they probably try to get tickets for. Northern says, last FanFest was the first time they did all digital for free due to the pandemic. That makes sense. Like, you kind of have to adjust, right? So I think it would be hard to return from having the digital side. I think hopefully what they will do is like a nice mix of having the in-person, but having a certain amount of digital stuff available, right? Because, I mean, certainly people can't make it. People can't, pay to get there, and some people still are like very trying to distance themselves, right? Which is all fair. So I think having the options is great. Zirko says going to the concert is going to be amazing. That does sound really cool, because I think I've seen clips of some of like the concerts that they have. Like that sounds really cool. And then Zirko says, yes, I love the moral dilemma that it brings. Prestige says, I don't think it's much of a dilemma at all. What would you do, Prestige? Would you lock her up and throw away the key, or just get rid of her right then and there? Because it is a good point. I mean, if it was any kind of other injury, like let's say she simply lost her legs or something like that, but had her memory intact, we'd still treat her as if she did the actions. But it's the fact that she's suffered something to her brain, apparently, and, doesn't remember it. Now, there's a big moral question about if jail or punishment is more about punishing someone or more about protecting people from someone. And that is, I think, the moral question of it, right? Like, because if it is about protecting people from someone, if she has no longer got her memories and no longer has her evil thoughts and stuff like that, maybe you need less of a punishment, less of a jail or something like that. Whereas if you are siding on the punishment aspect, clearly she still has done the crimes and should do the time, kind of thing. So I think that's where the morality of it comes in. But I like how in the chat we have two very opposing opinions, which means it's well written, right? Like that kind of puts it on paper that it's well written. All right. Oh, and then Zakura says, yeah, the spoilers is the lighting the fire of those that are catching up. The FanFest also is the first sneak peek of what the next expansion is. Right. Okay. Because they probably wouldn't have a full announcement yet. They would do it next time, because it's every 2 years that they do a Final Fantasy expansion, I think. Hien says, we have much more to think upon, but as regards the Empire, we can but watch and wait. Now then, seeing as you've come all this way, you must allow me to show you around the Enclave. I would not have you thinking that we've been idle in your absence. The rebuilding effort proceeds apace, I'm pleased to say, and we are now ready to welcome home our countrymen who were displaced by the war, should they so desire it. There is a place here for those who fled to Eorzea. We should be delighted to accept your invitation, Lord Hien, and I have no doubt that your subjects at Revenant Toll will be heartened to hear that their lord has not forgotten them. Oh, it's nothing. I just thought that Gegetsu and Yuguri would be back by now. Forgive me, my lord, but Captain Jifuya is nowhere to be found. Oh, he was there when I arrived. For now, we've taken Yutsu to a private chamber and assigned another to watch over her, my lord, but I find it passing strange that the captain should leave his post with nay a word. That does seem most unusual. If you mean to look for the man, we would be happy to assist you. The plot thickens. We should be glad of the help. I will search without. While I search without, mayhap you could ask our soldiers here if they know anything. I will join you. With respect, my lord, you should remain here. Should the Empire move against us, you will be better able to coordinate a response. Ha! And there I was thinking I was in charge, but you have the right of it. Go on, then. I will mind the house. Prestige says, the way I see it is that she's practically a new person, so I don't think she deserves a punishment. What do you... Oh, so you are very much of the opinion that she doesn't deserve a punishment. I think, you know, what you're saying is true, because I am someone who leans to the side that, you know, jail and punishments are more to protect people than they are to, you know, punish the person. And if she is fully transformed, I think that that is a reason why she shouldn't be punished or jailed or anything like that. The big thing is seeing if it's truthful. So I think there's a certain amount of waiting period that they have to do to kind of determine that. And probably for that, they should at least have someone supervising the whole time so she doesn't escape. Yuriko says, if it weren't for the delays caused by the pandemic, the time FanFest is happening would be normally when we start the marketing hype train for the next expansion, so they might actually get something. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty exciting. I mean, as someone who's trying to slowly catch up, that means I have to hurry up even more, but that is exciting. Stirker says, also with the dates of the FanFest for the 3 regions, we can guess that the next expansion will be around summer 2024. Well, there you go. Carmen says, I would consider her mentally ill at this point. She should be under strict observation and have restricted movement, but not treated harshly. Yeah, I think that's a fair stance. Yuriko says the summer 2024 would be in line with the pre-pandemic release cycle. So yeah, I think we'll get an announcement. That's okay. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. The Carmen says, obviously that's for her specific issue. Mentally ill is very wide spectrum. Yeah. No, I mean, any of these questions are a huge topic to debate, like with different instances in the world, different cultures, different issues facing individuals and stuff like that. But yeah, specifically for her, it's an interesting question that way for sure. Haname says, you seek the captain. He passed by a while ago. Now, is the captain evil? Like, is this evil afoot? Or is he, like, literally just gone to the washroom or something on the job? I wonder if I should tell someone as it happens. He did not look well. You see, I asked if aught was the matter, and he told me the past had caught up with him. But I doubt it was that. There are older men in our ranks. I'm thinking he's blackmailed then. All right, we got one little piece. Look at all of our friends here. Yuriko and Icepun just chilling in the enclave. Where is this? Oh, it's like right nearby. I feel like it's always the worst when I bring out the big map to try and find this like red circle and it's like right beside me or something like that. I'm like, oh no. Probably should have seen it. Captain Jifuya, he was headed for the northern entrance when I saw him last. I was going to invite him to train with us, but he did not hear me call out to him. If you need him, I dare say the sentry on duty will be able to tell you more. Indeed, I suggest as much to Mistress Alize, when she came asking earlier. Is something amiss? All right, there we go. And then we have another. Yeah, we have to go this way now. Lovely. It's a good start to the weekend. It's a long weekend too here in Canada because we have the Thanksgiving on the Monday. So I'm pretty excited to have some time. Certainly to do a stream. Hopefully to get caught up on some videos. I've still been struggling this year in general with having like work and balancing how much content I put out. It's an ongoing thing. But I have been doing a lot of WoW Classic as well. So it's not been all work. It's been some of that too. I'm actually, I think like level 35 now, which I know I've only released one video of me being from 1 to 10. So I'm excited about that too. It brings back some Wrath of the Lich King memories because that's when I started. But has anyone else played WoW Classic, or are you guys all just kind of like whatever, which is fair too. I always get drawn into the hype of a new thing to play for a bit. But what's been very nice with it is that I've just maintained Final Fantasy like throughout all of the different games I played, like going to New World, playing WoW, playing like Classic. Like I just keep this going in the background. It's a nice pillar where I get this kind of story that I just, you don't get this kind of gameplay where you're essentially, in a lot of these MSQ ones, it's essentially like reading a book live, kind of. Liberation from Front Century says, the captain went outside some few bells ago, and looking quite unwell. I am sorry to say. This I mentioned to Lord Gegetsu, who straightaway struck out after him. I hope they will be alright. Gegetsu too, it seems everyone is bent on joining the search. That's all well and good, but someone has to stay behind. There's no telling what the Empire is plotting. You go on, Seesaw. Alphano and I shall hold down the fort. I mean, Hyen's back here too, right? Is it still out this way? Where do we need to go? Oh, it's over there, eh? Alright. Is this the way out, though? I feel like this, hopefully, is the way out, because this is kind of the way we've been going down, so we'll have to see. It's where the guards are, anyways. Zukuro says, I've been playing more chill single-player games recently, like Potion Permit. I have not heard that, but that sounds pretty chill. If I had to guess without any knowledge, I just imagine it being like you're like an alchemist trying to like create potions and like gather stuff. But that probably is like a wild guess that might not be accurate. Cameron says, I have a little urge to play WoW. I've tried a few times and leveling can be pretty fun, but I don't enjoy it enough to make it a long-term thing. I also have reservations about giving Blizz money. Yeah, the Blizz money thing is it's hard. It's hard. I don't know, because they've done bad stuff for sure. So I definitely get that side of it. I do. In terms of the leveling, and yeah, it's you know, if you're out of it, I think that's completely fine too. Kerman says, oh, I think I wishlisted Potion Permit a couple of days ago. Okay, apparently people, what is this Potion Permit? I need to know. Prestige says, I especially enjoy the story of the post-70 quest from around this point. Was here just a few weeks ago. Oh, that's lovely. Well, I'm glad you're able to join for this this stream. This is the perfect time. The perfect time. Oh, they were hiding behind here. Yeah, he doesn't look like he's doing very well, does he? He looks like he's having some issues. Zikuro says, you would be right then. Oh, I would be right. We are also a doctor of sort, curing people and showing up, who show up in your clinic. That's very cool. Interesting, interesting.
By the Kami, your Lord Hyan, leave me, I beg of you. Say nothing of this. I was never here.
He does not look like he's doing well.
There you are.
How did we beat Zikuro here? Or,
Lady Yugiri,
not Zikuro.
Lord Gosetsu,
Gegetsu.
forgive me, my abrupt disappearance.
I've just now interwoven like different Tiny Blue crew members into the story of the game because I see you guys outside of it so much.
You have your reasons, I am sure. Will you not share them?
No, it's good that we're getting some voice acting because my voice is dying.
Was her master when she was yet a courtesan.
By the Kami.
She worked in my establishment.
No, we got a little bit of a flashback.
Her father was a regular client of mine. One day, quite without preamble, he offered to sell her to me. Yeah, she may be no maiden, he said, but she has some use left in her.
Wow.
He sold her short. When I first beheld her, I was struck by her beauty. And yet, behind her eyes there was an emptiness. It was as if she had given up on life. She seemed more a doll than a woman. It was no profession for her. But I knew she would be popular. And so it proved. Men flocked to drown themselves in that cold, bottomless gaze. The rest you know. She became an Imperial informant and for her loyal service won the office of acting Viceroy.
This is interesting. Like, I like how everyone in the game has a wild backstory. Like, it's... I don't... Like, you just don't expect it from, like, the other MMOs I play. And this isn't a shot just at WoW, but, like, even Guild Wars 2, which I think has a great story, doesn't have this level of backstory for, like, all of their characters. This is wild.
Well, you came to serve the Liberation Front.
'Tis said that the atrocities Yotsuyu committed were driven by vengeance. If so, I bear part of the blame for creating the monster she became.
Interesting.
Joining the front was meant to be my atonement. But the truth is, I am a coward, whose only thought was to escape her wrath. Then as now.
I see. Then I shall recommend that you be assigned to a new post.
That's fair.
I trust you have no objections, Yulgiri?
None. It would not do to leave Yotsuyu in his care.
I am in your debt.
Huh.
Who is it that you seek to protect, Gosetsu? Idle musings. Pray, pay me no mind.
Interesting. Caraman says Strawdew Valley-ish RPG about being an alchemist and helping a villain. Wow, I was actually pretty accurate. Strawdew, I haven't actually played Strawdew Valley, but I've weirdly watched videos of people playing it, so like I kind of know what it's about. It's one of those games that I feel like if I did end up playing it, I'd get like lost in it for a long time. So I'm sure one day I'll play something like it, if not it itself. Zuko says big yikes moment. Yeah, kind of like it's wild that's her story. I mean, it just makes you kind of sympathetic for the villains in some ways, which is good, I think. Cameron says time to learn all about Yuyetsu. Barrison says hello there. Notification came in a bit late. Well, welcome to the stream. It's great to have you here. I'm sorry about the notifications. Yeah, I don't know. YouTube has kind of hated my channel for the last half year, and it is something we face. It's something we face. I am not getting that reach, but that's all good. That's all good. We're chill. We're chill. Yurioku says it's true. The Final Fantasy writers really tried to take the time to flesh out as much as possible. The other characters you meant aren't just NPCs. They have you've met. They aren't just NPCs, they have lives outside of the story. Yeah, it is really, really cool that way. Like, especially with these kind of stories after the expansion, right? Because they kind of use it as a time to flesh out the characters, right? And I don't think many games put as much time in the post-expansion story as Final Fantasy seems to do. And then Cameron says, no tragic backstory left unturned, for sure. And it's raining, isn't that nice? Yugiri, forgive me. Now is not the time for brooding. Come, let us join the others. All right, let's join the others. Are we going back into this? Yeah, we are. You know what? We're just gonna teleport. That's how we do it. Yurko says, has he been told about the island sanctuaries yet? A little mini Strawdew Valley simulator right in Final Fantasy. Oh, these are the islands that they've like recently released, right, to the live game. Which this is the live game. It just makes me. It kind of makes me feel like I'm playing a classic server of Final Fantasy, just with how like slow I go through this. I haven't like seen a lot, but I've seen like a few posts from like the Final Fantasy Twitter and stuff, kind of talking about people getting their island. Is it essentially like kind of like a player housing feature? Is that kind of what I'm like? Not a house, but an island. Is that what I'm to think of it? Hien says, I thank you for your help in the search. Gosetsu has told me all that transpired. I would not presume to defend the life of Jafiu led before he joined the front, nor will I condemn it. Frankly, it is not my place to judge. I will say this, the Jafiu I know has ever been a man of courage, that he should feel driven to feel bespeaks the depth of his terror. Even now, Yuyutsu casts a shadow over the realm. But the question of what is to be done with her must wait. The Empire is on the move once more. All right. Flibbergert says, OMG, OMG, OMG. Okay, so I don't know if that's like a spam. Well, if we see that again, we'll look to maybe remove that. Kerman says, it's not housing, but it's a nice little grindy, crafty, gathery destination. Okay, that's pretty cool. It's cool. Not housing per se. I'd say it's more like Final Fantasy's version of WoW's garrison. Oh, okay, that's a good comparison. Yeah, I get that, but without the whole being very detrimental to the rest of your game thing. Yeah, so without the, fun-sucking aspects. That's fair. Irka says, it's not really housing. You get your own island, but when you first arrive, it's just untamed wilderness, and you have to build it up to be a functioning farming and crafting sanctuary. Like, yeah, okay, housing's maybe not the way to put it, but it's definitely giving that same vibe of, like, your own personal space. The garrisons is a good point. Like, it kind of sounds like that without the bad parts. All right, let's get to the next quest. While you were out searching for Jafiu, we received word from our shinobi allies, I should say. An Imperial airship has been sighted over Doman soil. It's not good. Our visitor's objective remains unclear. It may be another attempt to recover Yuetsu or a prelude to an invasion. Either way, the craft reportedly advances at speed and appears bound for Castrum Fluminous. I mean to go there and ascertain their intent. If we ride out in force, it will only end in one way. So shall we keep our numbers to a minimum? Yuguri, Seesaw, can I count on you? Yes, Lord. Little nod. Alize and I would fain play our part as well. We will not stand idly by while a common foe threatens the land of our friends and allies. We would be glad of your help, You are acquainted with Hakuro, I believe. Then I bid you seek him out and assist in maintaining order in the Enclave. When the people see an Imperial airship, they are liable to panic. I would have you reassure them, and then, should it come to it, aid their evacuation. Very well, we shall depart at once. Do take care. What of me, my lord? The Empire may be well after Yuetsu. You're to remain here and guard her until my return. As you wish. Pray stay close to Seesaw and Yuguri. I mean, it makes sense. She's like, trust him a lot. Well, well, guard duty and not a breath of protest. Now I have seen it all. To Castrum Fluminous, then. Fluminous. Let us find out what the Empire's game is. All right. We're off on another mission. Is this where we are? No, I don't. Yeah, we're okay. This is slightly closer. We'll go with this one. Almost ran off a cliff there, which isn't great. I've really been enjoying the rainy weather I've kind of stumbled into here. God, the music with the rain, like this is peaceful. Oh, the bridge is not constructed, believe it or not. Well, that only went so well. Lost some health, slowed me down, not great. Now I'm just hip-hopping my way across. Do-do-do. Bresson says, I do love some MMO rain. Yeah, I really do. It's probably the most enjoyable of all the weather scenarios in most MMOs. Here we are. Irka says, one day, Seesaw, one day we will convince you to let us help you get all the Aether current. Whenever I stumble upon one, I collect one. But yeah, I probably should. Do you get like an achievement or something for collecting all of the Aether currents within like an expansion? That would be a very cool way for them to kind of have a expansion themed mount, like an expansion flying mount or something like that. If you got it through all the maps. I mean, they probably do like a ton of other ways to get a mount, so I'm not saying there's not enough, but it'd be a cool thing. You do? Oh, well, why didn't you say that? That's how you convince me. You tell me there's a cool mount that you get from doing this, and you're getting one step closer. I see the big Aether Current collection stream in our future. It'll be as tedious as it is for me as it is for everyone else. That, or maybe I'll just like upload a unedited, like multi-hour long video of me doing it without a single word. Maybe that'll be the fun that I share. Kerman says, it doesn't give you anything though. The real reward is being able to fly everywhere. Oh, no mount, just an achievement. Oh, you should have had me believe there was a mount and then just lied. That would have been the way to get me to do it. Flying everywhere is an achievement in itself, I guess. Yurka says, I'd watch. The area is secure. Whatever our visitor's purpose, they plainly believe they can achieve it alone. Their craft should come into view at any moment. Let us await them inside the castrum. It's nice and sunny in here. Oh, yeah. Not what you like to see. What's coming out of the top of it?
A smoke signal? Thoughts, Yugiri?
In former times, such signals were used to announce the coming of an emissary of peace. In Doma, at least. But could that truly be their intent?
Who can say?
I bet you were going to find out.
Whatever they want, we cannot simply blast them out of the sky. Not when they were so gracious as to honor one of our cherished traditions. I would not have it said that we Domans want for propriety.
Then I shall go and reconnoiter.
A reconnoiter. It's a fun word.
Nay, that won't be necessary. We will meet them openly. I would welcome this student of Dorman history in person, whomsoever he or she may be.
As you wish, my lord. I shall arrange for a signal of our own to be fired in answer.
A good amount of voiced cutscenes this morning. It's been good. It's been helping me fight the battle of Seesaw Morning Voice. Oh, what's this? This is like one of their smaller ships, I guess? Who is it? That's a weird haircut. Who are these people?
Well,
that we should be received by the Lord of Doma himself.
I but afford an emissary of peace the courtesy he is due. Welcome to Doma, my lord.
Ah, where are my manners? I am Asahi Sas Brutus, Ambassador Plenipotentiary of Garlemald.
I flat out already do not like this person. do not trust, do not like. I have high doubts about this going well.
He is heir to the Naiuri clan and Yotsu's stepbrother.
Huh. You're
It seems I need not
stepbrother.
introduce myself, not in the presence of the famed Yugiri Mistwalker. Your skills as a shinobi are known far and wide.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about this. Kevin says that would be a bunch of side quests involved. 2 quests per zone thereabouts, so you'd get some interesting side content out of it. Oh, I guess for the Aether Currents there are quite a few quests you do as well. So that's true. Matthew Knowles says, I say blast them out of the sky. After having met this person, I'm kind of feeling that way too. Northern says, time for the crazy boy to appear. Time for Ashaya. Yeah, this doesn't sound good. Cameron says, sure, a polite young man. Such a polite young man. You can tell that their budget is getting bigger with the voiced cutscenes. Yeah, it does feel that way. Like, because these aren't like massive story turning points either, which is typically what the voiced cutscenes have been reserved for. I'd say now it's kind of been like every other time it's voiced almost just cuz.
It is true. The former acting viceroy is my sister. Yet, bonds of kinship aside, we have precious little in common. As will soon become plain, I come not to sow strife, but to end it. I am of the Populares, a collective which represents the interests of the common man. Long have we labored to bring about reform to the Empire's provincial policy. Happily for us, our master acknowledges the need for change. Indeed, his Radiance, Emperor Varys Zos Galvus, personally sanctioned this mission, granting me the authority to speak with his voice.
Interesting.
To negotiate peace with Doma.
A Doma.
Well then, we have much to discuss. Will you accompany me to my hall?
Gladly, my lord.
And like, it's kind of his haircut that's doing it for me. It's not even that wild of a haircut for some people in this game, but like, it's just got a weird, like, angle to it. I don't know. I don't trust this one bit. I don't know what they're gonna do, but I don't trust it one bit. Prestige says, I love Han's stares. Yeah, it almost says more than his words say. Han's very skeptical. Matthew Knowles says, the bowl cut. It's kind of like half a bowl cut, but then not. I don't know. It is a wild style. Does not instill trust. It's not the haircut he should wear to a job interview. That's all I have to say. Not that he's someone who's had any job interviews probably, as he's like a lord, but I don't know. Han says, we shall escort our guests across the river to the Enclave. Yuguri, pray go ahead to the Yazuka Manor docks and see what the ferries... I see that the ferries are ready. Where are we off to? This is one where we're flying would have been an advantage. I will put it out there. There has been a lot of walking, and it would... Oh, look at you flying up there, huh? You think you're all tough? Think you're all tough, Iruku? You are. You're cooler than I. But by traveling on the ground, I get to appreciate the little rocks and stuff, right? Look at that. I wouldn't have appreciated this boulder here if I was flying. No? Or are these weird tree monsters? They're pretty cool. Do 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 do. Kerman says we can give you a taxi if you want. It's probably good for how short this one is. It's not too bad. I mean, honestly, with the amount of teleporting they have in the game, it's really, like, it's pretty reasonable. Especially, like, if you're doing quests and zones, you've already unlocked all the, like, aetheryte crystals. It's not bad. Branson says, of course, Esau chooses not to fly because he hasn't collected the aetherites, but because he wants to relate to the common man. What a hero. Thank you. Thank you, Branson. That is the PR spin we're putting on this choice. Has nothing to do with my lack of, you know, dedication to getting the aetherites. Yuguri says, Lord Hen and I will accompany the Imperial delegation on the first ferry. When you are ready, speak with the boatman and join us on the other side. All right, pretty easy, pretty easy. Northern says, Yurko, you don't need to flex your mount. I'm guessing this is our dock person. All right. Yes, let's go to the Enclave. Lovely. Look at, we even have a boat to take us there. Alrighty. Now, do I have the little crystals unlocked? No, I do not have this attuned. Wait, is this somewhere we haven't been? Or did I just flat out not get it when we were here last? Oh, or is it that they've been doing, like, they've been rebuilding? Yeah, this must be where they've been rebuilding, right? From when we were here last. Because where are we? If I just go up here. I think that's what... you've been to the Enclave. Yeah, so we've been here, but I assume it's, like, rebuilding after, like, the fighting that's been here. Or something like that, right? This might be the first chance to get the aetherites, though. I can't remember. Oh, it might be my first chance to get it. Oh, is there some on this island? Is that why? Or wait, no. I don't know. We'll see. We'll figure it out. Hian will tell us all about it. There you are, Seesaw. So first things first, what do you think of the Enclave? I must say I am quite proud of what my countrymen have accomplished. Okay, so yeah, this is what he's been talking about them building up. So this is definitely it. I'm trying to think. Like this is where we fought. I think this is where we went through prior to one of the dungeons. I'm trying to remember when we went through here. Patrick Pinder says, happy Saturday, Seesaw or Chris. Hope you have a pleasant day in Post-Stormblood. It's always a pleasant day. It's raining, actually. It's been raining in here in the game for a lot, so I've been enjoying it. I hope you have a good Saturday as well, Patrick, whatever game you are embarking on this morning. Irko says, I don't remember if you can get the aetherite the first time you hear it. So it might have been the first time I could get the main aetherite. Because I feel like I do a pretty good job at trying to get those. But I do miss them sometimes. We even have an aetherite now. There you go. So it is new. He did tell us. Courtesy of Ognishu. Be sure to attune to it, would you? Once it has the Warrior of Light seal of approval, people might actually start using it. But one of the matters at hand, the ambassador and his retinue are at my hall, taking their ease ahead of negotiations. I want you there when the talking starts. It will serve to send a message to the Empire that Eorzea and Doma stand united. I'm not normally one to for hollow posturing, but in the game of nations, such gestures can carry weight. Oh, and should you feel uneasy about speaking for the Scions, Alphino and Alize will also be there. You need only eat, drink, and look imposing. Say you'll come. I'll be there. I can do that. I will be there. I knew I could count on you. When you are ready, come and join at my humble abode, the Can. The guardsman will see you in. Yurko says you came here after finishing the Doma Castle. Oh, so right after the dungeon. It is that dungeon that I'm thinking about. Kierman says you came here after the Doma Castle dungeon. This is where Han first addressed his subjects as the leader of the newly formed Doma. The game then immediately sends you back to the other side of the world. That sounds about right. Northern, that blue quest at Kozaku is the start for the Doma rebuilding, and it will help your inventory when you have things you don't need. Interesting. Jeff says, I can't wait for you to start Shadowbringers, the best story in a video game ever. I'm actually really excited too, because it's kind of like going full circle on Seesaw's real journey into Final Fantasy, because I started because I saw all of the trailers for Shadowbringers those many years ago. So it'll be really kind of a closed circle story on that, but we're getting there. I'm excited for the Shadowbringers intro stream as well. I think that'll be quite the hype stream. Lord Han is expecting you. May I show you in? You sure can. Dun, 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 dun. Look at them. Look at us all sitting here. Like, God, his haircut.
On behalf of my delegation, I offer you my humblest thanks. Never did I imagine that I would meet the gallant and noble Lord of Doma himself, nor be welcomed into his magnificent hall.
You'll forgive me if we forgo the pleasantries. You say you are come to negotiate peace. Unless I am mistaken, such negotiations are typically conducted between sovereign nations. I was not aware that the Emperor had recognized Doma's sovereignty.
His Radiance has yet to do so, that much is true. Know, however, that he has expressed willingness to cede Doma to her ancestral masters and treat with her as a friend.
God, his inflection on these statements, I do not trust him.
Since the days of Emperor Solus, the Empire has aggressively expanded its territory. While you may not agree with our founding father's policy of expansion, I believe there is room for discussion on the matter of his lifelong goal, to rid the world of icons. Icons are a blight upon this star. They cannot be suffered to exist. This you know as well as we. In his wisdom, Emperor Varus wishes to explore the possibility of an alliance to combat this common threat. On the condition that Doma renounces summoning and pledges to police the Korgin's practice of it, his Radiance would extend the hand of friendship.
Okay.
Doma has never shown any appetite for summoning, and it should go without saying that we will address any threat to our people, icon or otherwise. With regard to the Korjin, I must stress that they only resorted to summoning under extreme provocation. When the Ruby Sea was at peace and their sacred relics safe, they looked not to their kami for protection. Yet even now there are certain parties who would destabilize the region with ill-conceived military forays. Unless they alter their course, we cannot hope to be rid of icons.
Quite. I can but apologize.
He's got like a punchable face. That's what I'm gonna define it as. Like,
In seeking to eliminate icons, the Empire creates them. 'Tis an irony among ironies, one with which the people of Eorzea are well acquainted, I am told.
Indeed. Many summonings are the result of persecution, the weak being driven to call upon the divine for deliverance from the strong. So it was in Alamigo, the bitter fruit of Garlean oppression.
A tragic state of affairs. If we are to put an end to summoning once and for all, it shall not be through might, but harmony. Yet we continue to repeat our mistakes, oblivious to the lessons of history. My comrades and I would change all that. We, Populares, have campaigned long and hard for a shift in Imperial policy. And at last, the Emperor has seen fit to lend us an ear.
that's nice.
Alas, there is a faction within Garlemald that would obstruct our every attempt at reform. A collection of pure-blooded Garleans who seek to consolidate their own supremacy. The Optimates.
The Optimates. That's a fun word.
Lest you wonder, theirs was the hand that loosed our forces on the Confederacy. 'Twas a regrettable incident, one that flies in the face of everything we believe. And I swear to do all in my power to prevent a reoccurrence.
All right.
That would be most welcome. But if I may speak plain, if the Empire itself is not of one mind, how can we be certain that any peace we negotiate will be honored?
It's a good point.
I cannot blame you for doubting us. Indeed, I should find it strange if you did not. And so, in the name of building trust, I would like to make a proposal. A prisoner exchange.
Okay.
Under Garlean rule, no few Dormans were conscripted into the Imperial army. We would repatriate them in return for those of ours you captured in the recent conflict.
Okay.
Naturally, any exchange would include the acting viceroy.
So they do want the acting voice, right?
Yotsu? What makes you think we have her?
Forgive me, my lord. Was it not your wish to speak plain? Let us not play games. I desire only to work to our mutual benefit. The Optimates tried and failed to take my sister by force. I would succeed by peaceable means, thereby strengthening my party's hand. 'Twould be a lie to say I would not also be glad of my sister's safe return.
God.
A fellow plain speaker. How refreshing. Very well. Your proposal has merit, but I will need time to consider it.
Of course, my lord. May we remain in Dorma until you have come to a decision?
You shall be our honored guests. Yugiri, I leave the ambassador and his retinue in your care. See that they are well looked after.
Oh, that sounds like a not fun job.
You have our gratitude, Lord Hien. We shall look forward to your answer.
Well, there we go. All right, let's see what else we have to say now that the politicians are away. Well, that was unexpected. You can say that again. I still don't know quite what to make of all of it. But on the surface, a prisoner exchange does seem like a good way to begin. The question is, can they be trusted? My answer is no. They had not to gain by divulging the details of the internal divisions. As it stands, we have no reason to doubt them except for his haircut. But the ambassador's mention of Yuetsu left me ill at ease. It made his grand talk of peace seem uncanny, like a lengthy preamble. You think this might be a ruse to facilitate her retrieval? Perhaps, though I cannot fathom why they would go to such lengths. Yuetsu may have been the acting viceroy, but she is not Garlean, nor even highborn. Her value must presumably lie in what she knows, which brings us to the little matter of her memory loss. In her present condition, she would not yield any worthwhile intelligence, nor is she worth much as a bargaining piece. Alphino, you are well acquainted with the Empire's methods. I would have you have your thoughts on this matter. My knowledge is at your disposal, Lord Hien. While the ambassador's proposal is appealing in principle, it would be remiss of us not to give it due scrutiny. Indeed, though it seems to me I have little choice but to accept regardless, with so many of our brothers and sisters languishing in Imperial camps, I cannot well turn my back on a chance to secure their reparation. Only the Kami know when I will be afforded another. But ere we continue, shall we excuse these two? I fear what follows will bore them to tears. I was just about to show myself out as it happens. Come, Seesaw, let's leave Alphino to dispense his copious knowledge. God, so funny. It probably would have been pretty boring for them to continue talking politics. Someone's still sore from being made to watch the Sakazuki. Go on and keep Alize company. We are safe enough for now. There we go. Stephen Watt. I made it. Welcome to the stream, Stephen. Yeah, you got a good like 20, 25 minutes? Welcome, welcome. Good afternoon, Seesaw. I say good morning to you, Stephen. All right, it's almost afternoon. We're getting there. It's 11 a.m. my time. I guess this exit orb. Where are we off to? Oh, right here. Look at that. That was easy. Oh my god. I just love seeing them in just different spots. There's Irq. Just chilling. A chance to relax at last. I know when I'm out of my depth, Seesaw. Though no weapons are drawn, a negotiation is no less a battle, and the stakes can be every bit as high. One misplaced word, and people could die. It takes someone with a cool head, and I'll be the first to admit it, that's not me. So we're left with the internal question, what to do while they prattle on. It's a good question. Let's grab some queen. Oh, he's fighting here. I feel like something's gonna happen. All right. For want of a better suggestion, what say you to a brief tour of the newly liberated Doma? I'd be interested to hear how the people are faring in their own words, and it's not as if we'll be missed here. Or will we? Seesaw, a moment if you would. Ah, Yuguri and Asai. What was it? You have some business with Seesaw? Business? No, pleasure, my lady. I merely wish to exchange a few words with the famed slayer of gods and champion of Eorzea. It is truly an honor. Such heartfelt admiration, one could almost forget that you're an envoy of the Empire. Oh, is that so strange? We may have stood on opposing sides in the past, but I see no contradiction in lauding the man who would do battle with our common enemy. And lest you forget, this is my homeland. It would be remiss of me not at least to thank him for containing the threat posed by the Kojin's vile icon. Now, if I may continue, as we speak, Lord Hien deliberates over my proposal, and I would take this time to see the land I once called home. Though Lady Yurguri is certainly to be a jovial escort, the excursion should be all the more enjoyable for your company, and safer besides. The ambassador has the right of it. He is not like to come to harm with you at his side. Will you join us? I guess it would be my pleasure. In that case, I will join you as well. There is naught else to do until Lord Han has reached his decision, and I can think of no finer way to learn about the current state of Doma. It's settled then. The four of us shall make a brief excursion through Yanxia, I guess. Might we start at the town of Monzin? I would see what has become of Doma Castle. Very well, if you will follow me. All right. We're going on a little walking tour. All right, where are we off to? Yeah, this is where the crystals really come in handy. Do do do. Although it might have not been the easiest place for me to go and get out of. How do you even like leave this area? I think it's up here. Yeah, this looks right. We'll figure it out. There's an X in Yanxia. It's pronounced like sh. So Yanxia? I guess that makes sense. Yanxia? Will I remember it next time I see it? We'll see. But Yanxia. Yanxia? Something like that. A rainbow tiger? Wow. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, didn't quite avoid combat with that one, but we might be able to outrun it. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, but this thing is coming to get us. Oh no, we're good. We're good. Nice. Steven says, well, after I realized there is no G and stopped saying Yang Sha. Fair. Branson says, I thought it was pronounced Yang Sha or Yang Sha in game. Might be misremembering, of course. There is so many words to remember how to pronounce in this game. It is my one true weakness. Nay, can this truly be Mosin, home to the cream of Doma's samurai? I had heard that Yuetsu intended to send some few of her Atoma here, but only by way of warning. It should not have come to this. Indeed, her savagery served only to incense the people and spur them to rise up in protest. It was folly to think such methods of governance could ever prove effective. The sooner we can begin to make amends for this senseless destruction, the better. Securing supplies and efforts for the reconstruction efforts should not prove difficult once our nations are formally at peace, of course. Yes, of course. If you would have a better view of what remains of the castle, we must proceed through the ruins. I get these things attacking me again, aren't I? Oh, not quite. Oh, there we go. There's one. Dun dun dun. Dun 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 dun. Oh, this one's probably gonna come after me too. It's like right beside us. Yeah, this one I think we're gonna need to take down. Oh, got hit by that too. I don't know why I charged up all of my, like, yeah, and I didn't get to use the powerful attack. It wasn't the best way to do it. It is a travesty. A travesty. I remember the keep being so beautiful. In the light of the setting sun, one would swear it was aflame. It is indeed a doleful spectacle. Mayhap we will rebuild it one day when we have finished helping our people to rebuild their lives. Spoken like a true popularis, the needs of the people must, of course, come first. Speaking of whom, would you be opposed to my seeing how they live firsthand? The village of Nanami is but a short journey from here, if I'm not mistaken. By the river, yes. If you would follow me, I will ready our boat. And we're just going on a little walking tour of all that's changed. Which I feel like they've kind of just tried to make it fit into the story because they kind of want to show all of the progress since last we were here, which makes sense. Where's our little boat? It's over here some way, but how do we get down to the water's edge? Is it up and around this way? I mean, this'll work. Ouch. It's not the intended way to get down, but it'll work. Alrighty. Ready to cast off? Okay, so this is a instance. So this will probably be the last one I think we'll be able to do, but it's good timing for it actually. Yurko says, to be honest, most people mispronounce lots of names from this game. One big one I hear a lot of people mispronounce recently is an enemy named Kai, I'm gonna guess, or Chi. Carmen says it's fine, you weren't using those hit points anyways. Exactly, I wasn't in combat. Yuriko says it's supposed to be the Greek letter, so it should be pronounced, so yeah, K, or Kai, K.
Get back! I'm warning you!
Yeah, it's already not going well, eh?
Someone's in trouble.
Well, it's good. It's been a little while since we've had much combat. Oh, it's these guys.
Are you all right?
Hi.
What do they want with you?
Yuki, and you lot too.
They're like, hello.
I don't know. We were returning from the Enclave when they came at us.
Must mean these are the red Kojin? They look red.
It seems they won't go quietly.
And neither will we.
Alright, let's do it. Let's do some combat.
Away with you!
I guess we should maybe help
It is nothing.
the others first. Maybe I'll just put a dot on all of them. Ooh, that's not good.
Leave this to me.
Oh, there's even more that are coming. Okay, maybe we need to focus more on the captain.
No quarter.
An opening.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna say we should go there, eh?
I have you.
I'm gonna say that's where we want to be. Oh, there's quite a few of them here. Let's try and take these out. There we go.
The art of my forebears.
Let's get a dot on this again. Stand out of that. Pop a bunch of this in here. Alright. Oh, are we supposed to go somewhere? No, I don't think so. Quite a few people here to AoE down. Oh. Oh yeah, that we all come here, eh? So we're like stoking an attack, I think. I think that's what that animation usually means.
Taste my steel.
I feel like if we kill the captain, that's probably gonna like finish it. Nope, not quite. We need all of them. There's not really a good place to do our AoE attack, eh? Guess we may as well get working on the ones that are healthier. Here we go. It doesn't look like any more are coming now that we've gotten to this point, so I think it's a pretty easy job to clean it up. Easy peasy. Not bad. Yurko says, Carmen says, yeah, it's the stack marker. Look at me remembering things. Yurko says it's funny seeing NPCs do the old colonel version of the Tenkara, or Tenka Goken.
You have nothing to fear, child. You are safe now.
He's trying to make us trust him with these kind of acts, like 100%. Wouldn't be like surprised if this was a staged attack that he organized.
You saved us again. Thank you. If you're ever passing by our village, look us up. You'll always be welcome.
Well, that's nice.
Thank goodness we arrived when we did.
Indeed. But what could have prompted the Red Kojin to stray so far from the Ruby Sea?
I presume these are the sellswords hired by Yotsu. If so, the answer is simple. Desperation. Bereft of Imperial employment, they seek other means to line their coin purses. Another sad legacy of the Empire's mismanagement.
The empire to which you have sworn allegiance.
Must you always be so pointed? You have every right to doubt me, but in time, I hope you will come to see that we share a common goal. You and yours have fought fiercely to change the Empire from without, but if we are to end the cycle of conflict, the Empire must change from within. Am I wrong?
A little smile at the end. Not about that. True reform can only come from within. The Empire will never change. I mean, if we think the Empire will never change, it's not a great stance to have. I don't expect this to work out well, but
you would understand.
we need to believe in it,
You have
right?
witnessed such change firsthand, after all, during your time in Ishgard.
It's true. Hey, look at that. I got a little exit sparkle from Icebun. All right. What do we hear? Dear me, I had hoped to convey my views on our nation's shared hopes under more peaceful circumstances. Yet this regrettable little interlude did afford me a chance to see the famed hero of Eorzea in action, or the famed hero of Eorzea in action, and a few Imperial soldiers can say that. At least few who have lived to tell the tale. Ah, look at us go. Dun dun. Kerman says NPCs never get skill changes. There are still Dragoon NPCs using Plantbotomy, which hasn't existed since Heavenward. Mirko says, I know, it's funny seeing it. So they when they do overhauls for like the jobs, they don't go back and do like the NPCs that used to have them. That's interesting. It's kind of nice because it's kind of a reminder of like old skills. I find one of the hardest and saddest things is when you're in these modern versions of the game and you remember these skills that have been removed, like very iconic ones. It's always very hard. So it's kind of nice that they are still like around, right? But that's funny. Steven says, I mean, we've learned, we've been framed before too. Yeah, we have been framed before. We've been framed. We've been drugged multiple times via drink. We should be wary of any drink we're given, but we are technically famed as well. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is probably where we are going to stop it for today. It's been a good bunch of quests pushing onward into the story. We'll probably do another stream like this soon enough. I do want to just keep pushing things. I think I'll probably keep doing the Dark Knight job quests via video and reserve streams for this, just so we can keep pushing them pretty quickly to try and get to Heavensward and start streaming that, because I'm very excited for that when we get there. And I honestly say we're getting close. We're getting close. But hopefully everyone enjoyed the stream this morning. Hopefully everyone has a great rest of their weekend. If you are in Canada and celebrating Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving weekend. If you are not and you're just having a weekend, happy weekend anyways. So there we go. Kerman says, pray return to the falling snows. Zikro says, have a good weekend. Have a good weekend, Zikro. Thank you for everyone who joined this morning. It's always happy seeing a lot of our regulars and a lot of people who were able to make this time, which is great. Seeing some newer faces in here as well. But thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great rest of your day.